talking about an isometric split squat, whether it's for 10 seconds with a heavy bar, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, right? If you're into the training world, you've seen it on Twitter. Some people base their entire training system around an isometric. Okay. So when you start with extreme isos, that develops your postures and your positions. The athletes aren't moving. We could come over as coaches and kind of talk them through it. Then from there, once they know the postures and positions, then you transition into altitude drops. Okay, so now they're going to land and handle force from a landing with those good postures and positions that you just established. So with extreme isos, you could do the top and bottom of a push-up. You could do a wall sit, right? You could have them sit and hold a squat. You could have them hang from a pull-up bar, right? So think of all the different positions that they'll be in the weight room or on the field. Hold those, understand those, develop those motor patterns. Once you have that, now we're going to drop into those positions off a box, or we're going to drop something onto us, or we're going to drop something. We have to hold it in those positions. So extreme isos to altitude drops. And then to start to incorporate the sport specific, if you want to say, or the transfer type of thing, then we're going to go into a reactive altitude drop. And if you read DB Hammer, some of Joel Smith's stuff, if you follow Cal, maybe you're going to call this an oscillatory isometric, right? So the best way to kind of envision it is with a bench press, right? So everyone who isn't watching the video, or even on the video, I'm not going to give a good example. You pull a bar out, an altitude drop would be you drop the bar or like quickly let it descend. You kind of go limp, and then you stop it an inch above your chest. Or think with a push-up, you're at the top of the push-up. You just rapidly pull yourself to the ground, stop an inch before the ground, and then you could kind of get yourself back up into that top position. That would be an altitude drop. A reactive would be you're at the top with a barbell on the bench. You pull it down, or you let it just absolutely fall or drop. You stop it an inch off your chest, and then you punch it back up, right? So that would be your reactive. That would be your rapid eccentric, incredibly fast isometric, and absolutely popping a concentric portion. So then from there, I realized like, oh, that's the perfect transition over into Cal's stuff. All of Cal's peaking methods, right? Where they're in the bands just going back and forth, whether it's with legs or a dumbbell. And so, yeah, I was on the plane flying back to Virginia and just scrubbing notes out of different progressions and series of, okay, I get it now. I understand how I could take somebody from an extreme isometric and develop them all the way to Cal's peaking method. And for different age athletes, different training ages, whatever, I could just kind of plug them in somewhere on that scale. Now, I'm still going to use my traditional weightlifting. We're still going to RDL. We're still going to trap bar. I'm still going to split squat. I'm still going to lunge. I'll still do normal bench. But plugging these things in, it just looks athletic. It looks like sport, right? It's the same forces. And so, yeah, when hearing Dan's presentations,